really appreciate it. But you are welcome. And I'm also pleased to mention a few other names of previous mayors, previous councillors who served this town with so much passion and dignity. And I'm going to call the names not necessarily in a specific order. And the first one is Ferreira, and I think we should give her a round of applause. Thank you all. Then we also have other aldermen here, our outgoing speaker, our previous speaker, Alderman Pietrita Blanche. We can give him also a hand, people. They served the town with diligence. We've got Alderman Barney Groenewald, who was also the speaker at the Garden Route Municipality. Alderman, welcome at our meeting. We also have Older Lady Mari, the clerk, who's also a councillor in the last term. Older Lady Mari, very welcome here. We're glad that you availed yourself. And then we've also invited the mayor, the past mayor of the Garden Route, Alderman Memory Boyson. I don't know if he's here as yet. Alderman, welcome. Welcome, eh? And then we have Councillor Julia Siyoko, one of our stalwarts in Mossel Bay. Welcome, Councillor. And then, of course, our Member of Parliament, Mr. Jaco Lont. Welcome here, you and your beautiful spouse. We are very honored that you are here in Mossel Bay today. Thank you. Gentlemen, I've been in Mossel Bay since 1996, and I think this will be my 6th council that I'm serving under Premier. And I think today will be the first time that we will have our councillors sworn in, as requested by legislation. And I want to welcome our magistrate, the member of our judiciary, Magistrate Ezra Morrison. Magistrate, you're very welcome here today. Ne? Okay. Premier, as usual, the Department of Local Government in the province also went out of their way to attend our meeting, and we have 2 of their senior officials who are here this morning. I'm not going to call the names, but ladies, you are very, very welcome at our meeting. Eh? Thank you for that. And then, obviously, the most important people around the tables here today, and you can see, Premier, we made we gave them the black tablecloths. All our councillors who were elected on the 1st of July and whose names appeared in the Government Gazette that came out yesterday. A very, very hearty, warm, and welcome to you all. A lot of the faces are familiar to us. We've worked with them for the past term. There are some new faces. A very, very hearty welcome. This is not your normal playground, as I will put it. The normal playground is in the main building. But the councillors who've been here, they will know what we say. But welcome to the session today, and we hope you're going to enjoy your term in council, especially the new ones, as the old councillors know. Very welcome to you. A very hearty and warm welcome to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, at a momentous occasion like this, we normally avail the councillors we ask them to invite special people in their lives. Now we know that a lot of the spouses, family members, close comrades are here today, and we need to welcome you as well for availing yourself to this special day in the lives of our councillors. So a very hearty welcome to the people in our galleries all around us. We are very glad that you made the time to spend this day with us here today. Thank you so much. Let's give them a hand of applause also. Premier, Mossel Bay prides itself that it works with a lot of organizations in town. From the council side, from the official side, and we really went out of our way to invite some of these people as well to our meeting today. Now, there's a lot of people here. I'm not going to call the names. I might just call the organization whom they represent. And the first one is a business chamber. I'm going to call them. We can give them a hand of applause. We've got the business chamber representatives, the ministers fraternal, that plays a very, very important role. Dr. Mayor, you know, in our town, in the governing of our town. We welcome them. And then, of course, one of your projects, our safety clusters, the community safety representatives, they are also in the house today. We work with them hand in glove. And then we have the tourism section who are here, whom we also think play a very important, we welcome them. The Department of Education is in the house today. And then the taxi associations, the transport people, Premier, we don't have problems like other towns or the metro with our public transport. We work with them hand in glove. They are also here today. And then, of course, we've got a casino in town, Premier. The casino has a community trust which gives funds to the needy, to organizations. And the chairperson of that, the Garden Road Casino Community Trust, is also present here today. A very hearty, warm welcome to all of these organizations, whom I've just mentioned. We can give them a hand of applause. Okay. One other person that I need to mention is someone we are very, very fond of. He served the town for many years. He used to look after the finance of the town, Premier. He retired at the end of the previous term, but we hold him very close to our heart, the same like Older Lady Ferreira. And he's Alderman Jim van der Merwe. Alderman Jim, very welcome. We're glad that you, yeah. Minister Meyer will know that he's a farmer now, Premier, so he's very busy on the farm, but he bought the time out to be here with us all today. Thank you, Jim. And then, of course, all our staff, the municipal staff, Dr. Mayor, you said that it looks beautiful here. It's because of our staff, you know. I'm not going to name them, but we really appreciate what they do. And the previous council never neglected to say thank you to the staff. And I think that's what makes us a great team in the end. The senior staff, our junior staff, all of them. Thank you very much, Maggie, you and your team, Hubert. We really appreciate what you have done for us. Okay. The last but not the least, Premier, is we pride ourselves as a municipality that we have very, very good relationship with the media and the press. And if you look that row down there, it's all of them. I'm going to call them here. Eden FM, Tambo FM, the SABC is here. So I want to, stretch out a very warm welcome to our media partners. We really appreciate what you do for Mossel Bay. You are doing more good than ugly things in our area, and we appreciate that, really. You are a strategic part of the municipality, and welcome here. Sagri, even you drove far, very welcome here, and the cameraman as well. We really appreciate that you are here. Gentlemen, that concludes our welcoming. If there's any one organization whom I didn't mention, I apologize, but you are welcome here. So thank you for that. It gives me great honor now to start the meeting officially, and we're going to call on our clergymen. We've got two of our clergymen. It's Reverend Crowley and Father Pitti to come to the podium. They're going to start the meeting in the proper way for us. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and all protocol observed. As mentioned, my name is Reverend Charlton Crowley, and I'm part of the Urksa congregation here in Mossel Bay. It is a great pleasure to be here present this morning and be an ambassador for Christ. I'm going to ask my colleague to open this meeting for us with a prayer and also do our scripture reading for this morning. Father Pietie.
Let us pray. Our God, without you, we are nothing. We call upon you because we need your guidance. We need your love, your wisdom, your understanding, your presence. Lord, we thank you that you have led us to this moment where we come together so that you can lead us forth as a town, O Lord. We thank you for the people who have freely offered themselves to serve our people in the greater Mossel Bay. Be with them, their families, their loved ones. O Lord, protect them and guide them, be with them at all times. And make them aware, O Lord, that they represent you when they serve the people. O Lord, we ask you to bless this occasion. And thank you, O Lord, for all people who are here interested in the city, in the town of Mossel Bay. And bless us, O Lord, through Jesus Christ's sake. Amen. I want to read for you from Nehemiah chapter 2 from verse 11. Nehemiah chapter 2 from verse 11. Nehemiah inspects Jerusalem walls. I went to Jerusalem, and after staying 3 days there, I set out during the night with a few others. I have not told anyone what my God has put in my heart to do for Jerusalem. There were no mounts with me except the one I was riding on. By night, I went out through the valley gate towards the Jackal Well and the dark gate, examining the walls of Jerusalem, which have been broken down, and its gates which have been restored by fire. Then I moved onward to the mountain gate and the king's pool. There were not enough room for my mouth to get through. So I went up the valley by night, examining the wall. Finally, I turned back and re-entered through the valley gate. The officials did not know where I have gone or what I was doing, because as yet I have said nothing to the Jews or the priests or nobles or officials or any others who had been doing the work. Then I said to them, you see the trouble we are in? Jerusalem lies in ruins, and its gates have been burned with fire. Come, let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, and we will no longer be in disgrace. I also told them about the gracious hand of my God on me and what the king has said to me. They replied, let us start rebuilding. So they began this good work. But when Samelach and the Renit and the Amorite officials and Gesem, the Aram, hear about it, they mocked and ridiculed it. What is this you are doing? They asked, are you rebelling against the king? I answered them by saying, the God of heaven will give us success. We, his servants, will start rebuilding. But as for you, you have no share in Jerusalem or any other claim or historic right to it. Here ends our scripture reading.
Thank you very much, Father Pietie, for reading the Word of God. Before I do my 5 minutes devotion, just 2 remarks I want to make firstly. The first one is, I'm very grateful to Der Kotze for this opportunity to be present here, and as I've mentioned, to be an ambassador for Christ at this historical moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it was 2 weeks ago, before the local elections, our congregation, like many other congregations in Mossel Bay, did have a prayer meeting for our elections the Sunday. In that week, we invited many people to be present, but I also make known that I wanted Dirk Kotze to be present, and between me and the office, I said, no, he can have 10 minutes to speak. But as you know, as a leader, you cannot make decisions just by yourself. You must take their decisions to the church council, and I did that. And jene. When I brought the situation to them, there was a big discussion about, you know what, this is now election time. And it doesn't matter whatever and whoever is going to stand there in front, they're going to canvass. So we think, Reverend, please, he's more than welcome to come to the meeting, to the service, but please, nobody speaks. Ek dink toe by myself, ja, die arme politicians, nee. Hulle kry daarom hulle hou ook van verskillende kante af in. But as I am a very obedient minister, I did as my church council told me, and I make contact with the office, and then I thought by myself, I know that Dirk is not going to pitch up. He is going to send some of his boys or girls to come and visit. Hy gaan nou na 'n ander plek toe waar hy seker kan praat. But you know what? That Sunday morning, as we open our service, he and his father step in. And then I realized something about him. I've never met him. I saw him once or twice, but I realized that it's not about me who gonna say something, but I'm present. And that is why my scripture reading on Nehemiah chapter 2. And I just want to say something, my second remark is, in this vicinity this morning, there's maybe a lot of my congregants sitting here, and they see that all of these people are wearing their cloaks. And they maybe think that I see my minister also wearing his cloak this morning. Maybe he's in silence part of all of these things. I just want to make a very clear differentiation. When you inspect all of these councillors' cloaks, and you come and see my cloak, I've got tassels on mine. That represent the 12 stripes of Israel. That makes a big difference. None of these councils have any tassels on them. So please, people, bear with me in that. Ladies and gentlemen, as I've mentioned, a historical day for most of the officials who will be sworn in today as public servants. Nehemiah inspects Jerusalem's walls. The book Nehemiah is the last of the Old Testament historical books. It records the history of the third return to Jerusalem after captivity, telling how the walls were rebuilt and the people were renewed in their faith. The key verse for me is Nehemiah chapter 6, verse 15 and 16. And I quote, "So the walls was completed on the 25th of Elul in 52 days, when all our enemies heard about this. All the surrounding nations were afraid and lost their self-confidence because the enemies realized that this work has been done with the help of our God." Unquote. I guess, ladies and gentlemen, I can end the devotion right here, because all listening and sitting here knows by heart that whatever is on the agenda of this management or everyone present, if God is not part of it, if God is not part of the process, we know how it will end. Ladies and gentlemen, referring back to the scripture we've read, I just want to investigate two characteristics of the leadership of Nehemiah. Of course, he had a lot, but I just want to highlight a few of it. Firstly, I went to Jerusalem, and after staying there 3 days, I set out. I think we are missing each other here, ladies and gentlemen. Listen again. I went to Jerusalem. After staying there, I went out. The point I want to highlight this morning is be present. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of you as politicians are being blamed for only being visible during election times. After that, it seems that you are absent. Julle is amper net soos wat hulle van die predikante sê. 6 dae van die week is jy onsigbaar en die 7de dag is jy onverstaanbaar. My first point is, Nehemiah didn't send his officials to Jerusalem to go and witness and do assessment about the halls of Jerusalem. He went himself. He did the assessment of the state of the hall himself. Councillors, leadership of Mossel Bay. Mossel Bay have a few gates. Mossel Bay has more places and suburbs inside of it. Go to the places where things happened and see and look for yourself what is the state of our Mossel Bay, what is the state of our country. Don't send people to go and see. Take the leadership of Nehemiah and go to that places and see for yourself. That is the first thing Nehemiah did. He went there. Secondly, he went to all the gates of Jerusalem. Not only a few gates he visited. Finally, after visiting, he made an assessment and he came back. Mossel Bay, as I've mentioned, have a lot of different townships. Daar is baie uitdagings in Mossel Bay wat u weet. Daar is vooruitstrewende gebiede in Mossel Bay. Daar is armes, daar is rykes. Daar is die wat het en die wat nie het nie. Ons almal ken die konteks van ons dorp. I just want to mention, after his assessment, he visited every gate of Jerusalem concerning the hall. He came back and he called upon his officials. He called upon the leadership of the town and he sat with them and he didn't ask them what you think the state of the whole of Jerusalem is. He gave them the information, what he saw. And secondly, what is the most powerful thing to me is that while he was discussing it with his officials and with all the people of the town, he said to them, but I also have another thing to mention to you. I want to give you information about what God has put on my heart. To be in leadership needs to be a God calling. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, it will be about yourself. Because, and I want to conclude this morning, as I have mentioned, Nehemiah discussed what God has put on his heart, and the reaction of the people, of the council, and everyone present was, come, let us rebuild the halls. Isn't that the reaction we want? Not opposition, but come, let us build the halls of Jerusalem. Let us build whatever falls down in Mossel Bay. Let us build it up. But we need each other. And I conclude with the verse that I said is, for me, the center part of this whole book of Nehemiah. And it is, so the whole was completed on the 25th of Elul in 52 days. And listen here, when all our enemies heard about it, all the surrounding nations were afraid and lost their self-confidence. Why? Because they, the enemies, realized that this work had been done with the help of our God. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed, we have a task at hand, but unfortunately, we cannot foresee through without the help of the living God. May God bless you. Father is going to conclude this devotion again with a prayer. Thank you very much.
Let us pray. O Lord, you have spoken through your word. Bless us, O Lord, that we can always be faithful and obedient. Lord, we pray that you must be with us at all times. Make us aware, O Lord, without you we can do nothing. O Lord, we thank you for the leadership of this town, their commitment, O Lord, their dedication. Be with them at all times, and make them aware, O Lord, that they can take Mossel Bay to a higher stage if you lead them. O Lord, bless this occasion through Jesus Christ's sake. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I must say thank you to our clergymen, Reverend Crowley and Father Pitty, for a very, very relevant word that they have spoken this morning. I can give you the assurance, clergyman, you are part of the municipality, that the 29 people around the table has taken note of what you said. The senior management of the municipality has taken note of what you said, and we will definitely do our utmost best never to forget about God in the business of the municipality and of our town. Thank you very much for the relevant word that you brought this morning, guys. Okay. Good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we say thanks again, and we're moving on to point 4 of our agenda now, and it is the type of municipality. I'm just going to read out the recommendation that cognizance be taken that in terms of the 8th Establishment Amendment, notice number PN 122/2021, Council comprises of 15 ward councillors plus 14 proportionally elected councillors. And we further take cognizance of the boundaries of the Mossel Bay Municipality in terms of Provincial Gazette, Extraordinary, notice number PN 8294. Thank you. We will move over to our the next point. When we came in, ladies and gentlemen, most of us signed an attendance register, but for the councillors, there's an attendance register circulating now. We ask that you do all fill out the attendance register. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that item. I see it's moving. Thanks, Mr. Kutsia. And then point 5, the introduction, very important part of our agenda, the introduction of our councillors and senior managers. What we're going to do, we're going to start from Councillor Barker. I'm going to ask that you just press on the mic. It will turn red. I'm going to switch mine off. It will turn red, and you can just mention your name for the house. Then you switch it off, and then we can move over to the next councillor. When we finish with that, I will introduce the management team of the municipality to the house. Then, yeah. Councillor Barker, you can carry on. Just your name, and then you can switch it off again.
Councillor Anko Barker.
I am Councillor Joseph Bavuma.
I'm Alderman Cliffy Bayman.
Good morning all, I am Alderman Nicholas Boysen.
Morning, Willem Stefan Botha.
Good morning, Councillor Donovan Klaasen.
Goeiemôre, Lodewijk Kutsie.
Goeiemôre, Anton Delemyn.
Good morning, everybody. Alder Lady Fortuin.
Good morning, Mark Furness.
Good morning, Annie Jansen van Rensburg.
Good morning all, Councillor Kannemeyer.
Morning all, Dirk Coetzee.
Goeiemôre, Nicoloro.
Goeiemôre, Erika Meyer.
Good morning, Tabo President Vumvu.
Good morning, Ella Lady Rosina Reiters.
Good morning, Councillor Retabiles Tunza.
Good morning to all, Councillor Leon van Dijk.
Good morning, Witness Buddha.
Molweni, Dongceba Usmabalo.
Good morning, everyone. Noxolo Kwaza.
Good morning, Zitulele Matyesi.
Molweni, Ngalentseni, Kumzwandile Mkhondo.
Goeiemôre, Elroy Baron.
Hartlike goeiemôre aan almal, Willie Liebenberg.
Good day, everybody. Councillor Jeanette Gous, representative of the ACDP.
Good morning, Faisal Porter.
Goeiemôre, David Kamfer van Independent Civic, Ikosa.
Thank you, councillors, for introducing yourself. I will have the honors now to introduce the management team of the municipality. I'm going to ask when I come to the directors that when I call the name, just stand up so everybody can see you. I'm going to start on my right-hand side. We have our head of legal, Mr. Neil Prince. Thank you, Mr. Prince. And on that side, that's the reason why I say because people can't see you, Mr. Yankees. The first one is Mr. Edward Yankees. He is a director of corporate services for the municipality. Thank you, Edward. And then we have our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Orlando Fredericks. Thank you, Orlando. And then we have our Director of Technical Services, Mr. Dick Naidu. Thank you, Dick. Then the tall one next to him is Mr. Karel Venter. He's our Director of Planning and Economic Development. And then we do have a lady as well on the senior management team, Mrs. Elise Nell, who is our Director of Community Services. Thank you, Elise. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We've concluded that point as well. We're coming to the very important part now, which will be the oath or the affirmation, which will be officiated by our magistrate, Magistrate Morrison. What we're going to do, if we're going to take it one by one, it's going to take too long. We're going to take, I think, 4 councillors at a time, and I'm going to ask Malani. 5 councillors. I'm going to ask Malani to call up the councillors 5 by 5 to come and stand in front with the magistrate, and then they will explain there what's going to happen then. What's basically going to happen, the magistrate is going to read the oath or the affirmation, and the councillor must just repeat. Yeah? But we will leave it over to the magistrate. You can come forward now, Magistrate Morrison. Thank you. Malani. The councillors will stand in front here facing the hall, okay, as they are called up. Can go ahead.
All right.
Cliffy Byman.
Willem Stefan Botha.
Do you all, each of you, hereby swear, you can repeat after me, that you will faithfully to the Republic of South Africa and that you will obey, respect and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic of South Africa, and that you will put up your right hand and say so after me.
Thank you. Smart.
take the oath for the affirmation? Oath or affirmation? Oath. Oath as well? Oath as well? Thank you. All the councillors present has elected to take the oath. Can you state your name, sir? You, ma'am? Good. Do you hereby swear that you will faithfully to the Republic of South Africa, that you will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic of South Africa, and that you will solemnly promise to perform any functions and duties as a councillor of Mossel Bay Municipality to the best of your ability? You may put up your right hand and say, "So help me God." Thank you. Congratulations. You can just, it's all good. You may stand outside. You are giving an election to do so, so not everybody's asked to take the oath. All right. So you hereby wish to take the affirmation? Yeah. All right, thank you. Can you just face yourself? Thank you. The councillors present has elected to take the affirmation. All right, sir, can you please state your name? Do you hereby solemnly declare that you will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa, that you will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic of South Africa, and do you solemnly promise to perform any functions and duties as a councillor of Mossel Bay Municipality to the best of your ability? Do you? Yes, you declare. Thank you. You may stand down. Thank you, gentlemen. The oath or affirmation? Okay. The councillors present has elected to take the oath. Can you state your name, sir?
Faisal Porter.
Thank you. Do you hereby swear that you will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa, that you will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic of South Africa? You solemnly promise to perform any functions and duties as a councillor of Mossel Bay Municipality to the best of your ability. You may put up your right hand and say, "So help me God." Good. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Councillors, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the cooperation to get in part concluded. Magistrate Morrison, thank you so much. Thank you very much for offering your time off today and for spending this day with us. We're so happy that you took the day off from court to witness everything that's going to happen here. We're really proud to have people like you in our town. Thank you. Councillors, okay, now we're coming to a very, very important part of our meeting, and it's the first item where we will elect office bearer, and we're going to start off with the election of the speaker for the council. The process we're going to follow is in accordance with Schedule 3 of the Municipal Structures Act. It's prescribed that we need to get a written there's a form that needs to be filled in if you want to propose, make a proposal for any one of the councillors to be elected as a speaker. The form will be handed out to the councillors who want such a form. We need 2 signature names of people, proposing the councillors, and then the person who's being proposed must also sign on that page. Then the page will be legal, and we will call out the names of the people then so proposed. And when it's more than one proposal, we will have an election by means of a secret ballot. I'm going to call on Mr. Kutsia now to come forward, and you can just indicate the councillors who needs a form to fill out, just indicate by the show of hands so that Mr. Kutsia can supply with the form. We will expect you to fill the form out now so that it can be returned to the stable, please. We've got one there, Councillor Botha. Any other councillors? Nothing else. Okay. There's another one. Okay. Okay. We're going to give you an opportunity now, a couple of minutes, to fill out the form. And remember, 2 councillors must sign it to propose a name, and the person proposed must also sign that he or she is willing to accept the nomination. Yeah, just show us indicate to us when you finish, and then Mr. Kutsia will come and collect the form there. Mr. Kutsia, thank you. Any other forms that's completed? Okay, doesn't seem. Oh, there's still one. There you are. Thank you. Okay. Here comes it. Councillors, we received 2 forms. The first one is the person nominated is Councillor Nokolo Kweza, correct? And it was nominated by Councillor Buddha, witness Buddha, and another councillor. I can't pronounce Zitwa. Can the councillor just maybe pronounce the name here, Councillor Buddha, the other nominator? For the record, I can't pronounce it.
Zitulele Majesi. Yes.
That's a one form, Mr. Prince. The other form is the nominated person is Councillor Vanolia Fortuin, and the nominators are Councillor Nicholas Boyson, and Councillor Cliffy Bayman. So in total, we have 2 nominations. The one is then for Councillor Fortuin, and the other one, Mr. Kutsia, is for Gweza. So what's going to happen now, Mr. Kutsia is going to prepare the vote. We must vote in secret on a ballot paper. He's going to prepare the ballot papers. It's going to take a couple of minutes. How many minutes, Mr. Kutsia? 5 minutes, and then we will distribute the ballot papers for each council to come and vote. You can see that we have special voting booths of the IEC in the House. We'll follow that process immediately when we receive the ballot papers, councillors. Thank you. Councillor, was it a joke, councillor? Okay. Unfortunately, I don't allow caucuses. You'll have to wait for the speaker. Yeah, the councillors who need to take a body break, do so, but please don't stay away long, so that when Mr. Kutsia come back, we can start with the voting process. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna start with the voting process now. Can the officials just call the councillors to come back to the hall, please? Yeah, just look to the front, people. Mr. Kutsia is holding the box where the ballot box. It's totally empty. We can all see it. Thank you. Thank you, councillors. We're going to start the voting process now. I'm going to start with Councillor Barker. Mr. Kutsia will hand out the ballot paper. She will go to the voting booth, make a mark, and throw it into the box there. And Mr. Kutsia will call the next councillor so that we use the minimum time. Okay. Councillor Bayman, you can get ready now. Okay. Thank you so much, councillors. Mr. Kutsie is going to open the box, the ballot box. He's going to count the votes here for all to see. Then we will make the results known.
Just a question. Are the observers allowed while they count?
You can bring 2 or 3 councillors can come to witness the count. Yeah, come. Is there any other councillor who would like to witness the count? Councillor Comfort, Councillor Gous, you can also come. Okay. Een wat skoon is weer. Een wat nie en sien 29 ja. Ja, Joubert gee aan. Die ander. Waza. 6 en 1. Nieuw. Councillors, thank you. We're ready to make the results known now. There's a total of 29 ballot papers. 1 ballot paper is unmarked. And then we have 6 votes for Councillor Gwaza. And we have 2 votes for Alder Lady Fortuin. 22 votes for Alder Lady Fortuin. 22. Councillors, it gives me great pleasure now to declare Alder Lady Vanolia Fortuin as duly elected Speaker of the Mossel Bay Municipality. Councillor Fortuin, I will be the first to congratulate you as you make your way forward to the big chair. You can come. Councillors, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be the first one to congratulate all the Lady Fortuin. All the Lady, we've seen you when you came in. We've seen over the years how you've grown. We've seen the type of person that you became. And in my heart, I have no doubt that you were groomed, and I think the clergyman, you were groomed by the master for this post. You're a person who believes in God. You're a person with patience. You're a person with a heart for the community. And if we heard the scriptures that the players got that in your heart, I can attest to that. I've known you for so many years. Congratulations. From the administration side, be assured that we will give you the full support that you need, and you will take Mossel Bay forward. Let's give her another round of applause, Councillor. From my side, councillors, thank you for the patience that you, while I was chairperson, Councillor Comfort, that you behaved so beautifully. I trust that you will do the same with the new speaker. Thank you so much, Speaker. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Acting MM, to all our dignitaries and guests of honor, members of the public and the media, all councillors elected and present here today, to the administration of the Mossel Bay Municipality. I wish to take this opportunity to say thank you very much. It's a humble honor for me. Today marks the start of my third term at the Mossel Bay Municipality. I believe that as a council, together as a team, each one of you councillors sitting around the table today, we will do justice to the results of the election in terms of the faith that the residents of our town have placed in us. I believe that we will do so in the interest of all the people of the Greater Mossel Bay, and I'm looking forward to working with everyone so that we can ensure service delivery get to the people. To the councillors, we will now get to the business of the day. I am on our agenda, point 8. Which is the item for the rules regulating the conduct of meetings, as well as virtual meetings of the Council of the Mossel Bay Municipality, and we have our recommendation in terms of acceptance thereof. Can I please call for a proposal?
Madam Speaker, for item 8, I will propose that that the item be noted and accept. And therefore, I propose the item.
Thank you, Councillor. Can I get a seconder, please?
Madam Speaker, can I second? Councillor Baron.
Thank you very much, Councillor Baron. Is there any counter proposals on this item? Councillor
Thank you, Speaker. I note that the item is for noting and acceptance, and I would like to draw the Council's attention to the fact that the ACDP abstained on this rules previously because we felt they were extremely prescriptive regarding privileged and confidential information, and that this could be used to withhold info from councillors. Thank you.
It's noted. Then we have the item approved with the exception of the ACDP who is abstaining on this item. Okay, thank you very much. We then move to item 9 on the agenda. It is the Code of Conduct for Councillors in terms of Schedule 7 of the Local Government Municipal Structures Act number 117 of 1998. Can I get a proposer for the approval of this item, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and congratulations, and I therefore propose.
Thank you very much. There's a proposer. Can I please have a seconder?
Yes, Madam Speaker, you do. Councillor Leon van Dijk.
Thank you very much. Is there any counter proposal on this item? If not, then it's unanimous. Thank you very much. We now move to item 10, which is the election of the executive mayor. In terms of the recommendation, it is that an executive mayor be elected in terms of Schedule 3 of the Local Government Municipal Structures Act, number 117 of 1998. Can I please have a proposal?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And acknowledging all dignitaries in the House, especially our Premier and our two ministers, all protocol observed. Madam Speaker, I learned this gentleman to know him since 2013 when he came for the first time to the Council of Mossel Bay as a ward councillor of Ward 8. A man with integrity and a very, very high level of energy in performing his duties. A man with a passion of our communities. Madam Speaker, he acted as the executive mayor for the last part of our past term, which ended on the 10th of October 2021, and showed his capability to fulfill the post. A trend-setting municipality. I believe that under his leadership, we can just do better. Therefore, Madam Speaker, this guy is very much fit for purpose to fulfill this job. And it's a great honor, and it gives me great pleasure then in proposing Dirk Coetzee as the next executive mayor of Mossel Bay. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor. We take note. Can I have a seconder for your proposal, please?
Madam Speaker, it's a great honor to second this proposal.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that proposal. If there's any other proposal, please kindly indicate so, but we will now, in terms of Schedule 3, proceed with the process to elect the mayor by means of voting. So, Mr. Coetzee, can I please ask you to move forward to assist? The forms are available for nominations, and please also ensure that it is seconded and that it is signed in acceptance of the nominee. I'd like to have a form, kindly indicate so. Councillor, you may proceed.
Enkosi, ngumkhondo Mzwandile. Ndima apha ndiproposa uTata uBhuda, witness Bhuda, njengomeya onokhokhela kule Mossel Bay. Siyamazi ke uba uBhuda ngemisebenzi yakhe ixesha elinintsi ebesebenzela abantu abahluphekileyo. Awo bantu babekwe ngaphambili ngurhulumente owayekhona ngaphambili. Wababeka kwimeko emanyukunyezi. Abasahlala ezindlovini, abangenambane, abangenazindlu, abantu abaphuwa ekunqabeni imisebenzi. Ngokuphakamisa igama lakhe apha, njengoba engumntu ebesoloko eqhubekeka ewenza lo msebenzi, sicinga uba angakhokhela le dolophu, angakwazi ukuphumeza into yokuba abantu bakuthi bafumane le nto ngumsebenzi, zizindlu, ngamanzi, ngumbane, bangabhatali amanzi amaninzi, imali eninzi, imali abayisebenzisayo iphelele emanzini nasembaneni. So sicinga uba ubukho bakhe as a mayor
angaba ngumntu okunokwazi ukususa indlala ebantwini abuyisele idignity yomntu omnyama kwindawo yayo. Enkosi.
Thank you very much, Councillor. That's a proposal for Councillor Buddha. Please get a seconder. Is there any other? Yes, Councillor, you may proceed.
Yes, my name is Babalo Tobula. I seconded for the name of the Councillor Buddha.
Thank you so much, Councillor. Kindly, please just complete the form. Thank you. So is there any other? None. It seems as if we have 2 nominations. We will now proceed with the process. Councillors, we will now prepare the voting ballot in terms of the 2 nominees we received. Kindly just be patient. We will be finished within the next 5 minutes, and then we will proceed with a similar process as we did previously. Thank you. Okay, to the nominees, Mr. Kutsia is assisting there. Please ensure that we have 2 witnesses signed on that nomination form. But Mr. Kutsia will definitely assist you in that regard. Councillor Porter, you may proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, if you just can arrange for me the technical guys to come and sort out this translator for me here, because something's not right.
No
you very much.
problem. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. I will arrange for that. Mr. Kutsia, we've got a technical problem there. Thank you. Councillors, if I can just get your attention, please. I declare that I have received 2 valid nominations in terms of the criteria as per Schedule 3, and we will now proceed with the printing of the ballot paper. Thank you. Councillors, thank you for your patience. We will now start with the process. Mr. Kutsia will lead us. You can see the ballot boxes are empty, and there is 29 valid ballots for each councillor to vote accordingly. Mr. Kutsia, you can. Thank you. Thank you, councillors. We've done that process. Is there anybody from any of the parties who would like to observe? You're more than welcome to come to the front now. Thank you very much to Mr. Kutsia and his team for assistance with the process of the election of our executive mayor. Council, the outcome of the voting is as follows. We have 2 spoiled ballots, 5 votes for Councillor Buddha, and 22 votes for Councillor Kutsia. That gives us 29 ballots and votes. With the results, it is my honor and privilege to now declare that Alderman Dirk Kutsia has been duly elected as the executive mayor of the Mossel Bay Municipality. Please join me in putting him in. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I now ask for Minister Ivan Meyer to please come to the front. Thank you very much. Our elected mayor will now join us in front as Minister Dr. Ivan Meyer will officially hand over the mayoral chain. And we can give him another round hand as he walks to the front. So very proud of Mayor to take up his position and lead council and this municipality and all the residents of our town. We say thank you to Mr. Jute. A great moment as Minister Meyer hands the mayoral chain to our. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. And the mayor will now join us here in front as he takes his seat reserved for himself. Please join me one last time as we give a round hand of applause to our executive mayor. Thank you very much, councillors. I now bring your attention to our agenda, and we are at point number 11, the election of Deputy Executive mayor. We have our recommendation there. Can I kindly please ask for a proposal for the approval of this item? Yes, Councillor,
Yeah.
you may proceed.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Chair. We propose that this matter be stood down and withdrawn and taken forward at another meeting. The reason being that the DA is a party of due process. All our candidates went through a robust selection process. Now, in Mossel Bay, we have a clear mandate to govern from the people, but it is true that in the political reality that in the rest of the country, there are ongoing discussions regarding coalitions, and this has had an impact on our deputy mayoral selection process. We note that legislation says that in 14 days after the proclamation of the results, a deputy mayor must be elected. We therefore ask that this matter stand down for another special council meeting where our candidate will be selected after the due process. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a proposal from the DA. Can I get a seconder?
Madam Speaker, I second Councillor Barker.
Thank you very much. There's a second on the proposal. Is there any other proposals at this stage from the councillors? If there's none, it is approved that the election of our executive deputy mayor for our council will be done at our next council, which will be a special council, which we will convene within the prescribed period in terms of the 14 days proclamation, and we will then, through administration, communicate that. Thank you very much. Point 12 on our agenda, page 5, is the election of our whip for council. We have a recommendation. Can I please ask for a proposal on this item?
Madam Speaker, I want to propose Councillor Willem Botha.
It's noted. Thank you, Councillor. Do you have a seconder for your proposal?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I second it.
Thank you very much. There's a seconder. Is there any other proposal at this stage? We will now follow the process of nomination in terms of Schedule 3, and Mr. Kutsia will be assisting with the nomination forms. If there's anybody who would like to make a proposal, please indicate by show of hands. Mr. Kutsia will then proceed to assist you with a form. There's none. So we only have one proposal and nomination then.
Chair Lady.
Councillor Buddha, I note you. You may proceed. Thank you.
Chair Lady, just a point of clarity. As you all know that the DA, he can't be a chief whip of the ANC. What are the procedures? Because we want to select our chief whip who come to lead our caucuses. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Buddha. On point 12, just a clarity, we're electing a whip for council. So each political party will have their own whip, but for our council, who is constituted by 29 councillors, we need to elect a whip, one whip for our council. Councillor Buddha, does that give you clarity? Thank you so much. Mr. Kutsia, are we ready there? Thank you very much. I have the nomination form for Councillor Willem Stephen Botha. It is signed by 2 nominees, and he also signed acceptance thereof. So unanimously, Councillor Willem Botha is elected as the whip for the councillors of this council. Please give him a round hand of applause in congratulations. Thank you very much, councillors. We are at point number 13 on our agenda, which is the acceptance speech of the Executive Mayor, and I now hand over to our elected Mayor to address council and the public.
Normally, I do not stick to protocols, but for this momentous occasion, I will do that. So to our VIP guests, the Premier of the Western Cape, Minister Alan Winde, and I've got various mentors here today. One of them, Dr. Ivan Meyer, Minister of Agriculture. Then Minister Tasha Simmers, also a very close colleague. Then that's our provincial representatives. Then from council side, Alderman Pietri de Blanche, former speaker. Elder Lady Marie Ferreira, former executive mayor. Elder Lady Marie de Klerk, which obviously we created a lot of confusion, even right to the end of the last term, where they got the names and the surnames wrong. But Marie de Klerk, then Alderman Barney Groenewald, also former councillor and speaker of the Garden Route District Municipality. Then also great big friend of mine and role model, learned a lot from him, real gentleman, Alderman Jim van der Merwe, former councillor. Then our Democratic Alliance provincial chairperson, and also our constituency head and representative to the National Council of Provinces, LP Jaco Lond and his wife Dorcas Dube. Then also Alderman Memory Boyson, former executive mayor of the Garden Route District Municipality, and then also Councillor Julia Seyoko. All councillors elect here this morning, all the new councillors, looking forward working with you for the next 5 years. Madam Speaker, congratulations from my side, Madam Speaker. The first female speaker in the history of Mossel Bay, we're very proud of you. Then to our municipal manager, thank you for opening this meeting in such a dignified way, MM. All directors, all the administrative staff, all other administrative staff from province that I've seen here, the clergymen, thank you very much for your message this morning. We appreciate it, and we acknowledge the leadership that we also need from our Heavenly Father, and we will keep on looking up and following His ways. Then the IEC officials here this morning, all the business fraternity, all the business people here this morning, some of our partners, the safety fraternity, all NGOs, William Sam is one of them, the education sector, school principals here this morning, taxi associations, all the media, my family who's here, the family and friends of all our councillors here this morning, and last but not least, the residents and the community, everybody who's listening to this morning or following this meeting on YouTube, all protocol observed. The toughest of battles have just been completed, and the dust are still settling. The stakes were high. We campaigned for the future of our beautiful town, Mossel Bay, that were up for grabs. We fought for the following: to continue creating better living conditions for the residents of Mossel Bay, to create a more economically viable environment in Mossel Bay, so that more jobs can be created, to be part of the solution, to ensure a safer future for the residents of Mossel Bay, and to continue delivering proper basic services so that all residents can live in dignity in our town. But that was only some of the reasons why we fought this election. Mossel Bay is the flag bearer of good governance in South Africa, of clean governance, of ethics in the workplace. A workplace where discipline and pride are still part of the work ethos. A municipality which have been ranked #1 in South Africa for numerous occasions, and most importantly, a beacon of hope. For these reasons, the stakes were high, and the prize was not perfect, but a well-functioning organization. I believe that many individuals, as do I, like to be part of a successful story and to be associated with success and with excellence. This council takes over a healthy organization with an administration that sets the bar very high. The scale of this function can attest to that. I speak under correction, but I believe that we will be the first council constituted in South Africa for this term. And I think you can give yourself a hand. But success and excellence are not achieved overnight. We want to thank each leader who played a role in building this organization, regardless of the role you fulfilled. Council is not a place where individuals make decisions, but where collective decisions are being made through proper debate, through proper leadership, and where the ship is steered in a certain direction collectively. As captain of the ship, we determine the direction. I want to thank past captains of this ship for navigating properly and for keeping the ship. We stand on the shoulders of these giants to determine the future and to keep on sailing in the right direction. In the engine room and at the steering wheel itself stands the administration, who we want to thank today. To our municipal manager, to his whole team. We want to thank you today for past efforts over the years as being part of the success. But we are also looking forward, sailing with you. Mossel Bay is a beacon of hope and a lighthouse in stormy weathers. As the newly elected mayor, I feel humbled to become part of this success story. Part of this voyage over the swells of legislative obstacles and the stormy conditions of depleting resources and fiscal challenges within local government that we are experiencing is obviously of concern. The destination in mind is to leave a legacy, to keep the ship, and to determine the direction, a voyage of basic service delivery, and to offer a safe and pleasant cruise to our passengers, the residents. I therefore humbly accept this mammoth task bestowed on me. I will do my best to live up to the dignity of the position, to the high standards that have been set, and to work with honesty and focus towards a better future for all in Mossel Bay. But I cannot achieve this destination alone. With me, I will have a full, competent team by my side, a full council and mayoral team that will have to work hard, and performances will be measured by our residents. A competent administration whose main goal will be to serve our community diligently and with respect, who will be working with us side by side. We will work to maintain the service delivery levels of the highest possible standard in all areas, to maintain living standards in our town and to better the standards in less affluent parts of town. We will also have to keep on growing and creating more opportunities so that people can create a life for themselves, live in dignity, and become less dependent on the state. Although we have the most competent team, the challenges are real, and we will have to be in denial if we do not appreciate the pressure and challenges we are currently facing. But we dare not be paralyzed by these worries and fear. As the lighthouse in Mossel Bay symbolizes, we need to create hope in our town. We have already proven that government can be a lot stronger if we work with innovation and through partnerships over the broad spectrum as a force multiplier. The main objective of a mayor is to provide strategy and direction. A large part of our strategy will be based on growth, to build innovation and to keep on growing partnerships in Mossel Bay. To take hands as government simply, we do not have the luxury anymore to just call the shots and tell people what to do. We will build relationships, we will establish trust, and we will find engaging partners who are just as passionate and positive about the future of Mossel Bay as we are. For these reasons, we have invited all the people who's here today, friends, stakeholders, role players, and partners of all sectors of the greater Mossel Bay community, not only to witness and celebrate this stately, worthy, and momentous occasion, but also to invite all residents and role players in Mossel Bay to join us on this journey and to become part of this voyage towards a brighter future for Mossel Bay. Together we can do more. Together we grow. I'm ending this speech and starting this term with my colleagues around these tables with an African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. We choose the others as our partners. May God bless this term, our work, and this beautiful town of Mossel Bay. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much to our Honourable Mayor for his acceptance speech. I will now allow very briefly for any of our colleagues around the table who wishes now to speak. And I see the light of Councillor Kamfer is on. You may proceed, Councillor.
Baie dankie, Speaker. Eerstens, veel geluk met die verkiezing. Ik denk voor Kousa is de eer om je te hebben als een vrouw. En ik geloof, ik kom lang aan en ik geloof dat je voetsporen zal volstaan. Aan die burgemeester, veel geluk met uw verkiezing. Het was een harde pad geweest, het was een moeilijke pad geweest. Maar ik denk het gaat makkelijker worden. Het zal niet makkelijker worden, zoals je genoemd hebt in die speech, als we allemaal samenwerken en elkaar zijn handen kunnen vatten. Als oppositie binnen in die raad gaan het zeker goed wees waar ik Kousa, dat is onhandelbaar. Ons gaan kijken naar dit, ons gaan doppen, ons gaan soos valke wees om te kijken waar dingen, waar ons niet tevreden is, maar ons gaan het doen in een manier waar ons niet nodig heeft om onze gemeenschap af te breken. Zo sterkte met die verkiezing en die speaker en met die comité wat hij gaan samenstellen. Ik geloof dat het mensen gaat wees wat die dorp gaan dienen. Maar ik wil toch één opvallende opmerking wat ik opgelet heb van ik ingekomen het vanochtend, is die feit dat al die vorige leiders van die DA, of die meeste van hulle, is genooi na hierdie vergadering toe. En dan sien ek dat, en ek wil die eer gee vanoggend aan meneer Harry Lewendal, wat sy naam nie een keer genoem is vandag hier nie. 'n Man wat 'n groot rol gespeel het in die laaste 15 jaar. En ek het sy naam gehoor, ek het net die vorige raadslede se goed gehoor, en van die Kousa kant af wil ek graag ons vir dit wat hy opgeofferd gedoen het, wil ons hom bedank vir al die werk, harde werk, en soos ek sê, die laaste tyd was hy vir hom 'n maklike pad gewees. So ons wil ook van ons kant wil ons hom bedank vir sy bydrae tot die groter Mossel Bay. Dankie, meneer Speaker.
Baie dankie, Raadslid Kamfer. Ons neem kennis. Raadslid Baron, u mag voortgaan.
Ja, as speaker, ek het dit in die raad vandag. Wil ek eers sê baie geluk. En tweedens wil ek sê vir die DA, ek dink in die Weskaap, dink ek het Municipal volgens die statistieke die beste gedoen. Ek dink Municipal se DA het die kuns soort van vervolmaak vir elections, want elections is 'n kuns. So baie geluk omdat julle dit baie goed gedoen het en julle het baie goed gewen. Ek het al in die raad gesê, ek dink jy is een van die meest capable persons wat ek al ontmoet het. So baie geluk aan jou en ek dink jy is in die regte stoel vir die regte munisipaliteit. Dan wil ek sê ook baie geluk aan Dirk. Dirk, ek het nou baie burgemeesters gesien kom en gaan oor die jare. En ek dink, ek wil vir jou vra om anders te wees as hulle. Want ek dink vorige burgemeesters het nie geweet dat hy is eintlik die stadsvader van die dorpie. En as jy die stadsvader is van 'n dorp, dan beteken dit jy is nie net in beheer van 'n council nie. Jy is die stadsvader van al die staatsdepartemente van die dorp. Want jy is die hoogste gesag. So ek wil hê jy moet dit gebruik en al die ander staatsdepartemente, social development, polisie, maak nie saak wie hulle is nie. Maak hulle deel van die dorp, dat ons die dorp kan saam vorentoe vat. So weer eens van my kant af baie geluk aan almal van julle.
Thank you very much, Councillor Baron. Councillor Buddha, you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair Lady. Then we appreciate the Executive Mayor and the Speaker. Thank you very much for them. And then we hope that we are going to work together. As we said, we are going just to make sure that the people out there, they receive what we call the service they need. Previously, we used to look previously when we saw that we find that the poorest of the poor, then we find that our budget is true. Then you go on the other way, and then people remain unattended. And then we know that this town is a very beautiful town. And then we used to find a clean audit, town of the year by means of cleanness, but we want just the people outside there, all of us, to commit ourselves as we all sign the pledge, so that we work together in terms of the budget. We can just play in the place there, in the council chamber, other things, but when it comes to the budget, stop playing, start to look everybody, look every community in terms of the taxpayers' money. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, councillors. Correctly so, as the mayor indicated, that this council and this municipality stands on the side of those who have paved the way. And I must also put on record in terms of the clarity Councillor Kamfer asked, Alderman Lewendal was invited as together with all our other guests, so I can just confirm that, Councillor Kamfer. Thank you very much. I must now conclude with this point. Yes, Councillor Botha, you have the floor.
Thank you, Speaker. Ek wil net vir Dirk sê namens ons almal baie hartlik geluk in offisiële kapasiteit en dan ons sal na die tyd op 'n meer informele basis verder met jou daaroor praat. Baie dankie.
Thank you very much, Councillor Botha. Colleagues, yes, Councillor Gous, I'm sorry I didn't see your light there. You may proceed.
Not a problem. Thank you, Speaker, for the opportunity. I'd like to congratulate everybody in council today on the election, and in particular to yourself and to our mayor. I wish you Godspeed. May he give you wisdom and grace to carry a very difficult task. And then I would also like to say I look forward to again being a vigilant watchdog, queen of questions, as our previous speaker has said, and to be part of a team that's solution-driven and see in this council. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor from the ICDP. If there's no other, Councillor Porter, you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I just want to also congratulate yourself, Madam Speaker. Wow, I'm very much impressed with your achievements, your political achievements, particularly this one this morning. You have shown good leadership through all these years, ever since you stepped into politics. And that for us is a beacon of hope, in particular colored people, brown people. But when we sit in these positions, we sit here with the interest of our people in all diversity. And so I also want to congratulate the mayor elected this morning on the very same principles that you have shown. Take this town forward. We are willing as a Patriotic Alliance to work together. But one thing that is very clear to us that we want to stand on for the next 5 years is equality in our town. When we talk about the people, we talk about the people in its diversity. When we talk about service, we talk about service to all people, from one corner of the town to the other. The issue of the Gatkan van Mosselbaai, we want to see changes there. And so also for all the other things that we have explained and expressed in our manifesto. But good luck and well wishes for your term. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councillor Porter. Councillors, we will now take a break. We, each one of us have invited our families and friends, and we've got the media here. So we will now give an opportunity for the media to take the group photos, the individual photos, the interviews that needs to be done, family pictures. I'm looking forward to take a picture with my husband. He is here. So we will now break for 30 minutes, and we will reconvene then just 1:45. Thank you very much.
Sê jy dit volmaak. Tot die oppositie sê dit, dan wil jy weet.
Maar nou net wat kan sê, ek het hierdie koupers, hierdie kiesafdeling die sweep geklap, maar hulle het die beste gedoen.
Baie dankie. Ons moet ook nog Baie dankie dames en here. Ek vra u vir die publiek om die sitplekke in te neem en dan al ons raadslede moet asseblief vir ons hulle sitplekkies inneem. Kan directeur Jantjies ons help, laat ons net almal wat moet sit, directeur Jantjies, kan u net vir ons daar so help? Baie dankie directeur Jantjies. Dankie Raadsheer Boysen, is u net kan sit, baie dankie. Dankie. Ons het daar iemand daar met 'n sokkerrempie wat lyk my buite orde is. Nee, presies soos nou by nommer 14. Ja.
Ek weet eers my bril op, dan gaan ek vir jou sê. Dis hy. Ja, sterkte vir die laaste deel.
Hartlike dankie aan directeur Edward Jantjies wat nou daar die taak vir ons deeglik afgehandel het.
Speaker, sorry, in future that will be the job of the whip that you've elected.
Thank you, Director. It's duly noted. You were just closer to the door, so that's why I assigned that task to you.
Next time vra jy my om op terug te gee.
Thank you very much to all our councillors who are back and seated. We will now proceed with the rest of the items on our agenda. We are at point 14, page 5. It is the announcement of appointment of members of the Executive Mayoral Committee by the Executive Mayor. Can I please get a proposal for this item? Yes, Mayor.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much. Over the past 5 years, the MICO members did an excellent job, so it was quite difficult, and I think that people who perform obviously also we need or had to be reconsidered, which was done, so none of the serving MICO members were replaced due to their performance, and I want to thank them for the work that they've done over the past 5 years. So there was only 2 positions that actually opened, and the one we will fill then, and I will announce for the Community Safety Directorate, that will be, the chairperson will be Councillor Leon van Dijk, for the excellent work that he have done in that directorate over the past, I think, 1.5 to 2 years that he's been in council. So yeah, a lot of work's been done, and he really supported Councillor Nicholas Boysen very well in that directorate. So I'm going to go through the names. Or let me first, the other new one For corporate services will be Councillor Nikki Leroux. She will handle corporate services, and then future changes might also creep in there due to a speciality field of media. We will make a few changes regarding media and to also help council to communicate better and to do an oversight role in terms of media. So we've got a competent person then as the chairperson of corporate services at this stage, which is Councillor Nikki Leroux. Then on finances again, we're going to announce Councillor Mark Furness. Congratulations to Mark Furness. Then Alderman Nicholas Boyson, who were involved at community services before we moved to community safety. I thought that he did a proper job there, so I moved him to community services. And then planning and economic development, Councillor Cliffy Byman. I think this will now be his third term in that position. He knows his story. It's a complex field, the planning and housing. And thank you very much for the work that's been done there. So it's my honor to also announce then for the planning and economic development services will be Alderman Cliffy Byman. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor. Yes.
Sorry, Speaker, and sorry for the oversight. That's now what happened when you do it randomly. Technical Services, Infrastructure Services Committee. This is a guy which I bother on a daily basis. Councillor Anton Delamine, dankie Anton vir die ondersteuningswerk wat jy oor die laaste 5 jaar gedoen het. Dit is 'n groot eer ook om to announce Councillor Anton Delamine. And Chairperson Maya, I propose that we give them a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Is there a seconder for the... Just an announcement.
I second, thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. We then accept that announcement of the Executive Mayor. We now move to point 15. Thank you very much, Acting MM. I'm noting that the Premier will now excuse himself together with Councillor Leon van Dijk, just to note that for the administration. Thank you, Premier, you are excused. We are now at point... Thank you very much. We are now at point 15 on our agenda, the appointment of full-time councillors. We have our recommendations there, point 1 and 2. Can I have a proposal, please?
Speaker, it will be an honor to recommend that we accept this item.
Thank you very much. Seconder?
I second, Speaker.
Thank you very much. Is there any other proposals? If there's none, that's unanimous. Thank you. Point 16 on our agenda, the designation of a councillor to act during the absence of the Executive Mayor and Executive Deputy Mayor. We have our recommendation there. Council needs to appoint somebody. Can I, for this item, have a proposer? Councillor Botha.
Yes, Speaker, thank you. I would propose that this matter stands over with point number 11 on the agenda to that special meeting then.
Thank you. Is there a seconder for your proposal, Councillor Botha?
I second, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Barker. It's then seconded. This item is then also withdrawn. Is there any counter proposal on the proposal of Councillor Botha? If there's none, then number 16 is also withdrawn, and we will deal with 16 and 11 at our next council meeting, which we will convene. Thank you. Point 17 on our agenda is the acceptance of a system of delegation of powers. The recommendation is on top at page 7. Can I please have for this item a proposal for acceptance? Councillor Parker, can you please switch off your light? Thank you so much. Do we have a proposal? Councillor, you may proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I propose that the delegation of powers as per annexure noted number H be accepted.
Thank you very much, Councillor Leroux. Do we have a seconder for that proposal?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's Councillor Annie van Rensburg. I second that.
Second, is there any counter proposal on this? If we don't have, it's unanimous. Thank you so much. Point 18 on our agenda, the structuring of council, the appointment of our Section 80 committees. We have our recommendation listed there, point 1 to 4. Can I please have a proposal for this item?
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank you. I propose the following recommendations on point 1. And also, it's just to mention the following chairpersons of following committees are Financial Service, Councillor Mark Furness, Corporate and Governance Service, Councillor Nikki Leroux, Infrastructure Services, Councillor Anton Delamain, Community Service, Alderman Nicholas Boysen, Planning and Economic Development Service, Alderman Clifford Byman, and Community Service, Councillor Leon van Dijk. I also point out point 3 that 8 additional councillors be appointed on a proportional basis to serve on the above mentioned standard secundis. By the end of the days of 17 November 2021, all parties submit their names to the Speaker of the office, and thereby thank you.
Thank you, Councillor van Rensburg. Is there a seconder for that proposal?
Madam Speaker, I second.
Thank you very much. The proposal then by Councillor
Counter proposal.
Annie van Rensburg, read by her. Do we have any counter proposal? If not, then if I can summarize, Councillor Janse van Rensburg is proposing that all parties are afforded the opportunity to submit their names in terms of the representatives to serve on the Section 80 committees within 7 days to the office of the Speaker by close of business, and that will be the 17th of November. That is then for all parties. I will also just ensure that we send out such communication if the administration can just note that we send a formal reminder to all the parties. Thank you. That is then unanimous. Thank you so much. Point 19 on our agenda is the appointment of our Section 79 committees. We have our recommendation on page 8. Point 1 to 3. May I please ask for a proposal?
Madam
Thank you
Speaker,
very
if I may,
much.
we would like to propose on subsection A that Councillor Elroy Baron be the chairperson. On subsection B on the Code of Conduct Committee, that Councillor Balvuma be the chairperson. On subsection C, the Liquor Bylaw Committee, that Councillor Marilyn Kannemeyer be the chairperson. On subsection D, the appointment of Appeals Authority, Councillor Erika Meyer be the chairperson. And on the Committee for Water Losses, subsection E, that Councillor Tabu Mvumbu be the chairperson. We then also invite all the parties to make proposals for the nominations of the committees themselves, and as with the previous point, that all the nominations be received by your office as a speaker by end of business on the 17th of November. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Leroux. Is there a seconder for that proposal?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I second the item.
Thank you very much. Do we have a counter proposal? That's unanimous, so all parties are afforded the opportunity to submit the names in terms of the representatives to serve on our relevant Section 79 committees. That item is unanimous. Thank you. We are at point 20, the appointment of statutory committees. We have subsection A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and there is relevant recommendations. Can I have a proposal, please?
Madam Speaker,
Yes,
I would like
Councillor.
to propose for subsection A, B, and C that the names be submitted to the office of the Speaker by the close of business on the 17th of November 2021, and that cognizance be taken of subsection D, E, F, and G. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Furness. Is there a seconder for that proposal?
Thank you, Speaker. I second the proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Is there any counter proposal? If there is none, it's unanimous that we afford all parties the opportunity to submit the list of names of representatives to serve on our statutory committees. We are at point number 21 on our agenda, page 12, the appointment of representatives on Salga, Western Cape. We have our recommendation on page 13. Can I please ask for a proposal in this regard?
Madam Speaker, I propose item 21 with recommendation that Council appoints a councillor to serve on each of the following working groups of SALGA. Community Development and Social Cohesion Working Group would be Councillor Van Dijk and Alderman Boyson. Economic Empowerment and Employment Creation Working Group will be Alderman Bayman and Councillor Bavuma. Environmental Planning and Climate Resilience Working Group, Alderman Bayman and Councillor Kutsia. Human Settlements and Municipal Planning Working Group, Alderman Bayman and Councillor Mvumvu. Public Transport and Roads Working Group, Councillor Delamain and Councillor Janse van Rensburg. Water, Sanitation and Waste Management Working Group would be Councillor Delamain and Councillor Janse van Rensburg. Capacity Building and Institutional Resilience Working Group will be Councillor Leroux and Councillor Delamain. Governance and Intergovernmental Relations Working Group will be Elder Lady Fortuin. Municipal Finance and Fiscal Policy Working Group, Councillor Furness, Councillor Meyer. Municipal Innovations and Information Technology Working Group, Councillor Furness and Councillor Meyer.
Thank you very much, Councillor Barker, for your proposal. Is there a seconder on the proposal?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm second the item.
Thank you very much. Is there any counter proposal on this? If there is none, it's unanimous. Thank you so much. Item 22 on our agenda, appointment of other committees. We have subsection A and B with the relevant recommendations. Can I please call for the approval as per the recommendations?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I propose that item 22A and B, that all parties submit their names to your office by closing of business on the 17th of November. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Delamain. Is there a seconder for the proposal?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I second the proposal.
Thank you very much, Elder Lady. Is there any counter proposal? Not. I note your hand, Director Jantjies. You must put on your light if you want to speak. Thank you.
Sorry, Chair. Joe, if you will indulge me, just need to check that 22B, the proposal was now that people put their names forward to serve on these committees. Am I correct? We just need to read the recommendation properly. The recommendation says that Council confirms the appointment of portfolio chairpersons with specific directives to serve as observers of the Selection Committee.
And point 2 on the recommendation says that council also appoint 2 secondis for the selection committee. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are then at point number 23. On our agenda, page 14, it is the appointment of councillors and representatives on external bodies. We have our recommendation listed, point 1 and 2. Can I ask for a proposal in terms of the recommendation?
Madam Speaker, I would like to propose.
Thank you, Councillor Furness. Is there a seconder?
Thank you, Speaker. I second the proposal.
Thank you. Is there any counter proposal? Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you so much. Point 24, the declaration of interest and declaration of related party disclosure by councillors. We have our recommendation in terms of approval. There is a due date for councillors to kindly please ensure that you do fill in the relevant forms and that this be concluded by the 30th of November. Can I please get a proposal for this item?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I propose item 24.
Thank you. Can I get a seconder, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I second.
Thank you, councillor. Is there any counter proposal? This is for all councillors to ensure that we do declare any interest. It's unanimous. Thank you so much. Point 25, the disclosure of interest. We have our recommendation on page 15. Can I please ask for a proposal on this item?
Madam Speaker, I propose item 25 on the agenda.
Thank you so much, Councillor Bavuma. Is there a seconder?
Madam Speaker, I second.
Thank you, Councillor Claassen. Any counter proposal? This is for cognizance to ensure that every councillor discloses in terms of any interest. Unanimously, thank you. Then we have point 26, which is our schedule of committees, council, and other meeting dates for the year 2022. We have our recommendation in terms of the approval. Can I please get a proposal for the item?
Madam Speaker, I propose that we accept the dates as proposed in the agenda, however with one proviso. There may have been a typing error on the date of 20 March. That being a Sunday, the date should change to the 23rd of March, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Councillor, and for also pointing out that error. With that amendment then, is there a seconder to the proposal to approve this?
I second, Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor. We are now at point number 27, page 18. The remuneration of councillors, and we have our recommendation there in terms of the annexure that was also provided and is included in the packs. Is there any proposal on this item?
Madam Speaker, I'd like to propose. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Furness. Is there a seconder?
Madam Speaker, I second the proposal, Erika Meyer.
Thank you, Councillor. That item is then approved for cognizance. Item 28 on the agenda is the 2021 and 2022 IDP. The recommendation we have is on page 19. All our packs were sent by administration acting I can confirm that every councillor has received their packs. Yesterday also at our workshop, Director Yankees did indicate that. However, if there's anybody that did not receive or there's a missing document, please indicate. Can I just get a proposal in terms of the approval?
Madam Speaker, I'd like to please propose.
Thank you, Councillor Furness. Is there a seconder?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I propose a second.
Thank you, Councillor Kannemeyer. It's then proposed and seconded for cognizance. On, yes, Councillor Buddha, are we on item 28? You may proceed.
Madam Speaker. We are not against of this item. Our great concern in this item, Madam Speaker, we used to tell the community outside there by means of flyers, Eden, FM, and so on and so on. But when you look inside the turnout of the community in our hall, you find that is very bad in terms of the IDP. Can we just maybe look something else so that we know that the message we convey to our community in terms of the IDP is well attended? And then when that particular community is asking the director in terms of the questionnaire inside, then the director must avail himself to that particular meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Buddha. That's noted with thanks. It's important that we reach our communities through the relevant mechanisms. So, Mr. Mayor.
Chairperson, thank you. Yeah, I also note the input from Councillor Buddha, and I think it is most important that our community do partake in these processes so that we know truly got all the information what the needs are. I think it's also our job as leaders in the community to promote this process and to convey this message. This is not a new problem. We've seen this problem over the past few years as well, and I must say, being a councillor in Ward 8, to rock up at the council, or to this hall, and to only have 5 or 10 people, it's frustrating, because now you go through the planning process, and then 1 month down the line, then the community asks you, but we want this and then that is not a priority, because it's not been part of the process. It's very important each and every time that we communicate with the community, that we do explain to them how the planning and budgeting process work. If you're not part of this process, then you're excluded. So this is a message that I think it's, and I want to also encourage all councillors here today to please take this message to the community. The more people we have that give their inputs, the better we understand where the needs are and what the needs are. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, for your input there. It's noted with thanks. We are at point 29 on the agenda. The approved. My apologies, Councillor Porter.
Chairperson, thank you very much. I think this issue is of serious and great concern. You know, when you deal with the IDP, this is the one time where you have all segments of society, actually the municipality, participating in this process. The municipality is no municipality without the community. And when it comes to the finances and how finances are being dealt with, then the important factor, which is the biggest factor within the municipality, the community, needs to thoroughly be aware and on par, and on top of that, participate in that process. I hear what Mayor is saying. There is a great concern for us where IDP meetings is taking place on Facebook. Now, there can be various reasons. I can, for the matter of fact, take the latter part of what the Mayor is saying in terms of people not pitching up for these type of meetings. But I think we have, as political parties, central to council, we have a role to play. And it is our view as a Patriotic Alliance that we must ensure that ward committees are in place and they are doing their jobs. Council is responsible to ensure that these ward committees do their job. They must do so. Because I think ward committees is a very clear and a good vehicle to communication to our people. So, ward committees, 1, and 2, the IDP on Facebook, for us, it doesn't sit well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Porter. Your input is noted with thanks. I think we are in agreement that we need to look in terms of mechanisms so that we ensure thorough public participation, and we are committed to doing so. We will deal with the issue around ward committees. We've got an item 34 specifically around that, and I would also like at that point just to from my side speak to the item, but thank you, your input is noted. We are at point 29. The approved 2021 and 2022 budget. The recommendation we have in front of us. Can I ask for a proposal, please?
Speaker, thank you.
Yes, Mayor.
I propose that we take cognizance of the approved 2021-22 budget. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Is there a seconder for the Mayor?
Madam Speaker, I'll second the Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Furness. Is there anyone with a counter? Yes, Councillor Buddha, you may proceed.
Speaker, Madam Speaker, thank you. Madam Speaker, our concern, we like to just to review the budget, Madam Speaker. As you all know, previously they say approve, even if we are not agreed in some other issues. So, Madam, I will be grateful if you can review the budget and then we see, all of us, the budget speak to the people in the greater Municipal Bay, not only for other parties find it just it's true money. We want just to make sure, especially the underdeveloped areas, so that we spend money in those areas, so that people of their lives, they can change. So I'll be grateful if can we review it so that later on as we look the budget.
Thank you, Councillor Buddha. The acting MM will just respond there on that request.
Thank you, Speaker. Maybe if I can just advise, Mr. Jantjies had a workshop yesterday with the councillors. These items that we are discussing now is basically just to inform the council that these documents have already been approved. We are in the financial year now. If you look at number 33, that is a new process that comes for the next 5 years. So what we are saying here, Chairperson, the Speaker, is just the councillors must take note. These documents are already in place. We must inform you about that as the newly constituted council. So from 35, when we start the new process, then we must bring these inputs into the room, Chairperson. So this is basically just for cognizance. We take note of what the councillor said, and as the Mayor said, we will. I think Mr. Jantjies are continuously looking for more innovative ways in how we can inform the public. Some work, some doesn't work, but we will still carry on with it, as the Mayor also indicated. So, Speaker, maybe I can advise, you don't have to dwell a lot on these items. It's just for cognizance. There's nothing that we can do at this stage about it. It's just for council to take note. It's already approved documents, but seeing that the council is constituted, we must bring it under your attention. So you can't come back end of the financial year say you didn't know anything about it. Yeah. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Councillor Buddha, you covered. We take note of your input.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I heard what the MM is saying. That's a concern, so that we don't want in a later stage to say, you approve this budget, and then we must raise the concern. If you're sitting on the table, always, you must raise the concern, if you want to raise the concern,
Noted with thanks, Councillor. We are at item 30, the approved SDBIP. We have a recommendation there in terms of taking cognizance. Can I have a proposal, please?
Madam Speaker, thank you. I propose that we take cognizance of item 30. And that
Thank you so much. Thank you, Executive Mayor. Is there a seconder for the Executive Mayor's proposal?
Madam Speaker, I second the Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Kutsia. We then take note of item 30 if there is no indication of any inputs or comments. We then at point 31, which is the approved annual report. The recommendation is to take cognizance. Can we have a proposal in terms of that? Mayor?
Madam Speaker, I propose that we take cognizance and that we approve the annual report.
Thank you so much, Executive Mayor. Is there a seconder for the Mayor?
Madam Speaker, I'll second the Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Furness. I see the light of Councillor Gous. You may proceed, Councillor.
Thank you, Speaker. I would just like to get clarity. Our Mayor said take cognizance and approve, and the item says take cognizance of the approved. So if we can just clarify that we are not approving it by taking note of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Gous. I'll just give over to the Mayor.
Councillor Gous is quite correct. Thank you for that help. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Gous. So the recommendation on 31 then reads that Council takes cognizance of the approved annual report. Thank you. We are then at item 32. The approved Section 52 report. We have the recommendation in front of us. Can I have a proposal?
Madam Speaker, I'd like to propose that Council take cognizance of the approved Section 52 report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there a seconder for Councillor Furness on that proposal for taking cognizance?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I will second.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kannemeyer. We then take cognizance of the approved Section 52 report. We are at item 33, our IDP process plan. We have the recommendation for this item on page 21. Recommendation points 1 and 2. Can I please call for a proposal on this item? Yes, Mayor, you may proceed.
Madam Speaker, I propose that we accept the IDP process plan and time schedules as per annexure number K. And I also then secondly that we take cognizance of the public participation process that was part of the IDP and budgeting planning and the outcomes that will be used as a reference point for the analysis phase 2022.
Thank you very much, Executive Mayor. Is there a seconder for the Mayor's proposal?
Madam Speaker, I second the Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Kutsia. Is there any counter proposal in terms of the recommendations? Councillor Gous, you may proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. It's not a counter proposal. It's just an acknowledgement of the administration that in a very, very difficult COVID period, they did go to great lengths and as far as possible, although we did see very poor turnout that we always do during public participation processes, I think we can commend our administration for the hard work that they put into trying to ensure as much public participation as possible, and for that we thank them.
Thank you very much, Councillor Gous. A welcome thanks there to our administration, Acting MM and the whole team for doing an excellent job there. If there's no inputs or discussion on that, we move to point 34 on the agenda, which is the establishment of ward committees. And we have our recommendation there that the Speaker, in consultation with every ward councillor, establishes ward committees for every ward consisting of 10 members. We are in that process now. Forms have been made available to the public, and as also per the previous discussion from members of the council, it is important that we really try, because this is an excellent vehicle to ensure that we have proper public participation and that the community is involved in the business of council. And also from the Office of the Speaker, I will, in terms of my oversight role and what I should do, I will also commit to ensure that we do so. So can I, for item 34, have a proposal, please?
Madam Speaker, thank you.
Yes, Councillor Buda, you may proceed.
I propose and then I give an upload to this previous speaker, Councillor de Blanche, when he gave a number of capacity building in the ward committee, because some of them, when they go there in the meeting, they know exactly that the ward councillor is supposed to be a chairperson of them. But he gave them a number of capacity building and so on and so on. Later on, then, they know what they're supposed to do. So I propose this item, no problem.
Thank you very much. We have a proposal from Councillor Buda. Can I please get a seconder? We need a seconder for the approval.
Madam Speaker, I second.
Thank you very much. There's a seconder. Councillor House, I see your light. You may proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. Just a matter of clarity, the recommendation says that you yourself, in consultation with ward councillors, establish the ward committees. But if I look at the documentation, I might be misinterpreting it. On the Annexure L9, it states point 9b that the council shall, at a formal meeting, either endorse the recommendation of the ward councillor or alter the recommendation of the ward councillor. So if we could just get clarity on that, will it be council or will it be you? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Prince, will you respond?
Thank you, Speaker. You're a bit quick on me now, but the way it reads, you will appoint them or establish them in consultation with the ward council, and by having the names, you will go back to council and it will be endorsed.
Thank you very much. Councillor House, are you happy with that clarity provided? Thank you. If we are unanimous on this item, we then move to number 35 on the agenda, and I have an indication that the acting MM and Director Naidu will now at this point just excuse themselves. We are now at the appointment of acting municipal manager. We wait just for them to. Thank you very much. We have our recommendation for this item on page 22 at the bottom. Can I please have a proposer in terms of the recommendation?
Madam Speaker, I would gladly propose that we accept the recommendations, and in the absence, I would like to thank the acting MM, Mr. Piren, and Mr. or Director Naidu for the work that they've done over the past few months while they were acting. They did not drop the ball. As you will see, the next item will be the appointment or the filling of the vacancy of a new municipal manager. But while they were acting, they did not drop the ball. They did a sterling job, and therefore I've got the fullest of confidence that they will be able to act for this last period until the vacancy has been filled. Thank you very much. I so propose.
Thank you, Executive Mayor. Can I have a seconder for this proposal, please?
Madam Speaker, I will gladly second the Mayor.
Thank you. Is there any counter proposal? It's unanimous. Thank you so much. We then approve that item. Can I please ask if we can just request the acting MM and Director to please join us again? Thank you, Director Naidu. Thank you, Acting MM. We are then on point 36 at page 23, filling of a vacant municipal manager post, and we have the recommendation for this item listed on page 24, point 1 to 7. Can I please ask for a proposer for the approval of item 36?
Madam Speaker, I would gladly recommend, I just want to make a small amendment at 6.2, or a suggestion, a councillor designated by council and the speaker. And that councillor will then be the chairperson of corporate services. I so propose.
Thank you. Then with the amendments of the executive mayor, is there a seconder for that proposal of the mayor?
Madam Speaker, I second that item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bavuma. We then have a proposer and a seconder. Is there any counter proposal? Councillor Gous, I see your light. You may proceed.
Thank you, Speaker. I just want to, under the recommendation, item 5, we have recommended that a service provider be appointed to facilitate the selection process. I don't necessarily object to that. I'd just like to understand the motivation for it, because obviously it will be a cost to residents. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. Mr. Prince, can you please kindly advise, or should Councillor Gous repeat, or?
I've got another issue as well, Speaker. I'm sorry, Councillor, I've missed you now. I was busy with something else. Can you just repeat your question?
Yes, I will do so, Mr. Prince. I just wondered what the motivation is for appointing a service provider for the selection process of a MM.
Speaker, thank you. That is that appointment process, the service provider to be appointed so that it's independent and that you have complete neutrality and that you can appoint the best candidate. I think that's the main reason. I don't know if Directorate Corporate Services also would like to add something.
Thank you, Mr. Prince. Director Jantjies.
Chairperson, thank you. It's also in terms of the regulation. But one of the main important things of the regulation says that the applicants must undergo competency assessments. And no municipality currently in the country has got the capacity to do those assessments. No municipality has got the systems to do that, and that's why we will go through the supply chain process to appoint a service provider that can do that for us.
Thank you very much, Director Jantjies. Councillor Gous, are you covered? Happy? Thank you so much.
Speaker, yes, I have to come back to the establishment of the selection committee. There was a bit of interpretation, and there was this court case, the Prince Albert Hamlet case, if you remember that correctly. And in terms of that, you must stick to this recommendation. You can't have a speaker and another councillor. So please, you must stick to this recommendation. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Prince. Mayor, then we...
No, apologies, Speaker. So I think then you must just amend the recommendation through the mayor.
Thank you. It's important. Acting Mayor, we need to now.
Thank you, Speaker. If it's fine, then I will recommend that we then do it between the councillor designated by council, that it be me and the Speaker, if that's fine.
Speaker then. Speaker uitlos. Speaker. Nee, dit gaan die speaker wees.
Thank you, Mayor. Your seconder with that amendment. Sorry for the inconvenience, colleagues. We just need to get everything right here in terms of the law. The Mayor has just amended his proposal. Can I get a seconder for the amendment done?
I will second the amendment, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kutsia. Then we have that recommendation then amended. Mr. Prince, are we covered?
Covered, thank you, Speaker.
Speaker.
Thank you very much. And then we have dealt with point 36 in terms of the filling of the vacant municipal post. Councillor Gous, my apologies, you may proceed.
My apologies, Speaker. I would just like to, could we perhaps just have an explanation about what the law says regarding that item? Because I never really clearly understood what our mayor has said now with the revised revision, if you understand what I mean. If I could just understand what the reason is for it, I'll appreciate it. Not to put too fine a point on it, just so that we understand. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Prince, will you then quickly?
Yeah. It's now a bit technical in terms of Section 13. it must be the mayor or councillor designated, and then it reads at least one other person. Now, there was a big argument around the one other person, another person, if that can be a councillor, and at this moment, it appears it can't be. So that's the reason. So you must stick to the recommendation as is.
You covered, Councillor Gous, fully covered. Thank you very much, colleague. Then we have completed that one. We, councillors, are at page 25.37. On the agenda, it is the election of representatives to the district council. We have our recommendation on page 26. Can I have a proposal?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I'd like to propose that we proceed as recommended.
Thank you very much. Is there a seconder?
Madam Speaker, I second. Thank you.
Thank you. If there's no input or issues that we continue, I will now hand over to Director Edward Jantjies, who is the MEO for our municipality, and he will take control of the procedure that will now follow in terms of the election. Director Jantjies.
Speaker.
Thank you, Director Jantjies. If you can just hold on quickly, Councillor Baron. You may proceed.
Voordat meneer Jantjies of Director Jantjies voortgaan, hy moet net in die proses miskien net vir ons verduidelik hoeveel mense gaan Eden toe en van die partye wat hier teenwoordig is, hoeveel mense stuur. Dat ons net daai clarity het.
Thank you.
Dankie.
Thank you, Councillor Baron. Director Jantjies, as your introduction, will you also attend to the question? Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Baron. That was exactly what I was going to do and what is incumbent upon me. I just need to, and everyone expect that I need to say this. It's nice, and that the community out there must know that I'm actually currently now the speaker of this meeting, and I am not Director Jantjies. I would have been, if it, Councillor Gous, if it would have been in the council chambers, I would have asked the speaker to vacate her chair. Okay, but now they've arranged it in such a way that I can't take the speaker's chair. I might take the podium if that's fine with you guys. Okay, so for the public out there, I'm also the municipal electoral officer. So I am doing this not on behalf of the municipality, that's for Councillor Porter. I'm doing this on behalf of the IEC. As you will see, if the IEC staff can just get up and just say hi to the people so that they can know it's not municipal staff that is handling this election, but it is IEC. Okay, I've got one person that assists me in my office now. It's currently the acting strategic manager, Carl Karelse, so he'll just assist me with some of the logistical, but the IEC is on my side here. Just in terms of what Councillor Baron has said, I will take you to M6, and apparently I've got an hour, Mr. Venter, and I'm going to try to make sure that I use the whole of this hour, because yesterday at the training, Mr. Prince and Milani wasn't here, and I wasn't afforded the opportunity to speak long. Councillor Liebenberg did say that he went through these issues, and I will just unfortunately, I have to just say it again, Councillor Gous, just for your indulgence. 16.1 says the Chief Electoral Officer must manage the elections of the representatives of the local council. If a council has been awarded one seat, which it isn't, council has been awarded 4 seats, as I've explained yesterday as well. So Mossel Bay Municipality, in terms of the IEC, Councillor Ronald, we decide this. The IEC decides how many seats goes to a district. So as per that, any councillor may nominate a candidate. Each councillor has 1 vote, and the candidate who receives the most votes is elected. That's now if there is only 1 seat. That's now not for us. 16 doesn't apply to us because we've got 4 seats. 17 then says, every party, very important, every party or councillor may submit a candidates list containing the names of councillors, accompanied by a written acceptance by each listed candidate. Now, the people that were at our meeting yesterday have dished out the relevant lists that we are talking about, and I am referring to Annexer C. So it's not each councillor don't fill in Annexer C, it's each party if they would like to. So what we will do is that we will give Annexer C to the party representative. So if you're going to give a list, the ANC, you bring your party representative to me, and Carl will give them a list. The DA will bring the party representative, and what you will then have to do is the names of the candidates that you are proposing on your list to send to the district. You must put in that name, you must put in the ID number of that person, and that person must sign. Okay? If the person is not signing, that list is then not valid. Okay, can I repeat? So you will get an Annexer C, Councillor Gous for you, or Councillor Porter and Councillor Kamfer, if you would love to submit a single party representative list. Sorry that I'm laughing. It's not disrespectful, but I was just thinking about something else here. So you can fill in a single representative list, but that will mean a single representative will only be able to vote for that single person. So I gather that the parties will send their people to me, and we will give them 4 minutes, because they're going to have to. It's important that if you think and anticipate you're sending one person, don't just send one person, populate the list properly, so that in the event of that position become vacant, that there is another name on that list as well. Councillor Ron, that covers your question, eh? Okay, so what I will do now is I will ask the parties to send their representatives to me so that I can give them the list of candidates for them to populate. Annexer C. Are you sure that's Annexer C? Show it to me. There we go. Any other? Councillor Buddha, you need to come to me and to come and fetch your Annexer C so that you can populate it yourself. I can't populate it. It's important the name of the candidate, the ID number of that candidate, and the signature of that candidate. That's very important. Okay, and I'm still on M6, and I was just doing every party or councillor may submit a candidates list containing the names of the councillors accompanied. A party or councillor may not submit more than one list, so it's only one list. The candidates' names must appear, like I said, and then it's important, the candidates' names must appear on the list in order of preference, starting with the first in order of preference and ending at the last. The name of the councillor may only appear on one list, so you can't put a councillor's name on the other list, so we've got two lists, so only one list, and every party or councillor must then seek to ensure that, very important, 50% of those candidates must be women, and that women and men candidates are evenly distributed on that list. So what we will then do is, once we receive that list, we will then, same as Mr. Kutsia, because he's like looking at me now, how are we going to do this? You know, they've done this whole dance already, Councillor Gous. So we're going to do a similar dance. So what's going to happen is that we've got a lady that is the voters' roll deurtrekker, or what you call that person. She's going to cross out your name as you receive a ballot paper from Mr. Carlson. So Mr. Carlson can move here so long. Then we're going to do the same like the Kutsi and them has done from Councillor Barker. He's just going to go, he's going to get your ballot paper and then. Okay, can I get those lists back, or am I in too much of a hurry? And Councillor Liebenberg said he will, after this, wants to do a speech to us in terms of how district councils are working. Because I'm the speaker, I will allow anything that's coming my way. Okay, and just for the TV cameras, just please, just keep this in mind. Mayor, that I am currently Speaker of this proceedings. Is that fine with you, sir? Thank you very much. Okay, they've signed. Yes, thank you. Okay, now it's very important. It's also I need to read out the names so that all the others can see. Normally, we would post the names up and everyone get up and so. But let me do the first list. I received a list from the ANC with one name only, and that name is Mzandile Mkontu. So for the ANC's list, if you vote for that list, you're going to vote for Mzandile Mkontu. Then I've got a second list, which is the list of the DA. And the DA's list is Risina Henrietta Reiters, Marilyn Kannemeyer, Anku Barker, and Erika Meyer. So the DA has given us four ladies. So they've given us 4 names, and these people has duly signed. Okay, so we've got our voting list, and you guys going to have to vote for a list. So the list, the DA list is, and you will see on the ballot paper, let me just see here. Okay, you will see the ballot paper is clean. It's not, we've just put the two parties lists there. Must I still open this box and stuff just to show you there's nothing in there? Okay, apparently I must, Carl. Otherwise there might be a 2 ballots from Councillor Kamfer might just sneak in there. Eh? You know, so we're not going to do that. I see it's not us that's doing it, it's the IEC that's doing it, people. So it's not the municipality. Are we ready? So there is the ballot. It's clean. You see there? I didn't make any marks. Okay. Can we then proceed? You vote for a list. So the DA's list are those 4 names, and the ANC's list are those 4 names. Can we continue? As they give a paper, scratch out the name. Are you going to do it? You guys can proceed with the voting. Thank you. Okay. I'm so glad there's no tough questions because I wasn't going to answer any of those. Because you must know, tongue in the cheek, Councillor Gous, the IEC don't answer. We say, put it in writing and we'll come back to you. Eh? Sorry, I didn't hear you, sir.
Come back to you in 10 years' time.
Minutes to come, or 10 years to come back to you. That's fine. Okie doke. Sorry, Mr. Venter. Het u nie een gekry nie. Okay, sorry, there is a question why a director can't vote, but I will just refer him to M6 of the regulations. Is that fine? Should I entertain him? Okay, sorry, Mr. Venter. Okay, there's people that want their colleague. We're just scratching out your name. So you're not going to get another colleague here. Okay. Jupera, het julle nie koutjies laat ons dit die mense kan afmerk dat hulle gestem het nie. Councillor Gous, het jy nie daar koutjie laat ons net moet ons dit reg doen. Okay, social distancing, please. Just make sure that there are social distancing. Now, guys, as you guys are voting, I'm going to ask Mr. Kutsia to actually put a table here for me in the middle. Mr. Kutsia, where's the table? I'm going to use this one. Okay. Thank you, Mayor Peterson. Because we're going to do the counting here, but there is going to be a difference because in terms of council, there's no formulas and quotas. But I did give you the formulas and quotas. But I'm going to have to work out the formula, and I'm going to have to work out the quota. So I'm going to ask to excuse myself to another room with a representative of a party, because it's going to take most probably 10 to 15 minutes to make that samiki. And then council can then proceed with their business, and then I will come back and then just announce the elected candidates to the district. Councillor Porter, you're going to come and help me with that sommetje. It's quite a break. There's also this whole extracts and all of those things. I don't know why they're making it so difficult for us. Social distancing, please. Carl, make sure that Councillor Buddha is not too close to you. I love that. I love that jacket, Councillor. Yes, very, very well dressed today. And even Councillor Kampfer's got a tie on. It's excellent. And Liebenberg, oh, daai groen das. Moet ek, nee, springbok. Oh, is die springbokke nie. Jammer. Where's your tie, man? Your tie. Is it?
It is hard work, when it all and them leave as well. It's a feel. But I enjoy it. It's very precious.
Can the Speaker and the Mayor also come and vote, please? Oh, is the Speaker here already? You must go and vote, sir. I love that tie, Mr. Liebenberg. He's not here. Can you move the chair? You can go sit. We've had 28 councillors that voted. Councillor van Dijk is not here. So Councillor van Dijk had the opportunity to be in this meeting. So we will proceed with the counting. Okay, Carl, where are you going? Okay. Can I move to the front here? Any observers can come and then we will just count. Mr. Purin, can you just keep the people busy so long? Thank you.
Angayanjani bankhona? MEO. Utena asuke pa judges.
Okay, thank you very much. Just an announcement that for the ANC's list, it's 5 votes. For the DA's list, it's 21 votes. And then there was 2 empty ballots. So it's 5 plus 2 plus 21 is 28. Now what we will now do is, I will go to a room. I'm going to work out the fractions and all of those things. You will understand I couldn't know it before, Councillor Gous. So I will work out the fractions, and I will then come and announce how many people from the DA's list are going to the district and how many people from the ANC's list. And now immediately people are looking at me, but that's most now a very easy sum to do. Eh? But unfortunately I have to do the fractions and stuff. I give the seat back, very sore heart, give it back to the speaker, and then I will go and do the fraction. And then when I come back, please, you can't leave because I need to make the announcement, and then we will continue. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Director Jantjies. We will then wait for you. But councillors, we will proceed with our agenda. Point 38 on page 26, we have the item for officials acting as senior managers. For this item, the recommendation is on page 27. Points 1, 2, and 3. Can I please have a proposer for this item, please?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I propose the item.
Thank you very much, Councillor Delamain. Is there a seconder for Councillor?
Madam Speaker, I second.
I second the Speaker.
Thank you, Councillor Kamfer, for that. We note, so there's a seconder. Is there any counter proposals? If not, then our item there is then unanimous. We are at point number 39, the handover report for the newly elected councillors. The document was included with the packs that all councillors received. We have the recommendation there in terms of taking cognizance on page 29. Can I get a proposer, please?
Madam Speaker, I'd like to propose. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Seconder.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I second.
Thank you, Councillor. We then take cognizance of the handover report. Point number 40 on the agenda is the item for recess for council from the 11th of December up until the 10th of January 2022. Can I get a proposer for the... I need a light, and I see the light of Alderman Boyson.
Speaker, after a long canvassing during the elections, hard work during the year, I will propose item number 40 as follow the recommendation that cognizance be taken that council will go into recess from 11 December. 2, that full authority be delegated in terms of the Constitution, the Local Government Municipal Systems Act 32 of 2000, the Local Government Municipal Structure Act 117 of 1998, and the Local Government Municipal Finance Management Act 56 to the Executive Mayor in consultation with the municipal manager to make decisions during council's recess period. Therefore, I proposed it. 80 wetheid, 80 boeke uit.
Thank you, Councillor Alderman Boyson. Ons sien u is wakker. Is daar vir ons secondant?
Thank you very much, Chair. The light is on me. The recognition is supposed to be me. Thank you, Councillor Kamfer. I support the item. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, is there any counter proposal?
Speaker, may I say, I think this is the first time you've ever had your councillors fighting to second an item.
It is.
But I just want to make sure that our recommendation that full authority be delegated in consultation, well, to the executive mayor in consultation with the municipal manager, that obviously excludes any decisions prohibited by law. Thank you so much.
You are correct. Thank you so much, Councillor Gous, and we all note that. So we then will wish the mayor and the MM and the rest of the team well when they take over after we go on recess. Thank you, colleagues. That's unanimous. We then at point 41 of our agenda. It is the invitation to all our councillors elected for the Integrated Councillor Induction Program, the ICIP, which is scheduled for the 18th and 19th of January 2022. That's when it will take place. The recommendation there is that every councillor is invited to attend this specific program. Can I please have a proposal?
Madam Speaker, I propose that item 41.
There's a proposal. Thank you so much. Councillor Bavuma. Is there a seconder?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would gladly support the recommendation from my colleague. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alderman Payman. We then, in terms of point 41, take cognizance that that program is scheduled for us for next year. That brings us to the end of our business of the day. There's just one or two announcements. From my side, I just wish to thank everybody. And again, yes, whilst we do the announcements, Director Yankees must still come back, because before we close off the meeting, the announcement must be done in the meeting. So there's just a few announcements quickly before Director Yankees comes. Is there anybody who can just perhaps check on his progress to say to him that we now, oh, there he comes running. Okay. Immediately over to you, Director.
Okay, I just need to get dressed properly. Okay. What happened is, like I said, vote. Sorry, Chair. Do I have the chair? Thank you, Speaker. Okay. DA 21 votes, ANC 5, 2 spoiled ballots. Now the DA's votes plus quota is 2.650, and the ANC's votes plus quota is 0.6250. So first allocation, the DA's list get 2. First allocation, the ANC list gets 0. Then you take the surplus and you rank the 2 surpluses. Now, both surpluses are ranked 1. So what happened is, second allocation is the DA get 1 and the ANC get 1. So it is 3 for the seats for the DA and 1 seat for the ANC. Thank you. What will now happen is, it will be read into the council resolution, but I have to send this through to the provincial office. They will then have to, same as they've announced you guys as councillors to the DC, or to here, they will then first announce councillors to the DC before it becomes official. Council decision stays that this is what council is sending to, but tomorrow morning, I will give you the exact result of what the I is, because they need to check whether those sums are right and all of those things, you know. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Director Yankees, for the diligence with that task. Councillors, there's just a request that all councillors, together with the officials who have got these beautiful black gowns, at the door, at the exit of the hall, Tertia Lavar, our official, will be there. You are kindly just requested to please hand over your gown, and I don't know, do we have to sign for it? Or there will be a list. So everybody, you just sign out for that again before we leave, because we must hand that back. All these items were hired. And then just also from my side again, thank you and congratulations to every councillor elected. It has been a very fruitful and productive day. I think we've set the bar for the next 5 years. Looking forward to working with all of you. Good luck and may God bless. Have a beautiful rest of the day. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.